probably working. Put my headset on. Be a good idea. Alright, now we got to get this thing started on Instagram. Yep. That looks like it's also working. It looks like these things are working, I think. Let me get this a little bit more manageable here. There we go. Now, is it working on YouTube? Looks like it. Oh, it looks like someone's already saying hi. Hey. Happy Chinese New Year. Let's call it Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Hey, Prince. Thanks for coming. Hi. Happy Lunar New Year, everybody. If you weren't aware of it, then now you are. It's Lunar New Year. All right, you going to join on YouTube? Great. You know, I always need more YouTube watchers because no one watches on YouTube. I don't know why. I feel like the quality is better on YouTube, but I don't know. I'll continue encouraging people to do that. Hey, Chaudhry. Recognize you. Lunir, thanks for coming. So, as you all might know, Gary Yang, Happy New Year. Yep, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy Lunar New Year, at least. So, as everyone hopefully knows, this is an ESL Q&A, right? So, if you have English questions, I'd like to give you some English answers. Okay. Yeah, you're the dragon. Wow, cool dragon emojis. Those are pretty neat ones. I wonder if my phone has any good dragon emojis. I don't know. Never checked. Keep me in the loop. It's not Price, it's Prince. So, hey, Marianus. Salinas. She says, hey, so long. What do you mean? So long, so long what? You mean like long time no see? I'm eating a banana. A little bit of a bruised, it's a little bit bruised, but it's still good, just like the rest of us. Right? I wanna, the context of using that phrase, just I want. I wanna is going to be followed by a verb. I want to go. I want to see. Yeah, so long time, dear. Yeah, long time no see. Yeah, you can say long time no see. Yeah, go ahead and join on YouTube if you want, Prince. Anyone else is also more than welcome to join on YouTube. Keep me in the loop. So let's talk about that phrase here. I'm going to type this down on YouTube. Okay, let's bring this down here. Keep me in the loop, or to be in the loop. All right. So what does that mean? Keep me in the loop, being in the loop. Who has some ideas? Anyone? See if you guys can answer it first, or you people can answer it first, and then we'll see if anyone else can answer. Joining on YouTube, great, sure, awesome. So to be in the loop, or to be kept in the loop, would mean that we are aware of some sort of private or important information, right? To be aware of some kind of private or important information. Usually in some kind of ongoing process or project, right? So keep me in the loop or to be in the loop, they kind of being the same thing, right? So it's like the situation, right? You are part of a software development team on a 3-month project, but you are going on vacation for 2 weeks. All right, so you might say, me, hey, keep me in the loop while I'm on vacation. I don't want to be behind when I get back. All right, so what am I actually telling them? Right? Keep me up to date on the information. Right? Make sure that I'm part of all of the emails and communication about the project. All right, that's to be in the loop, right? Or to be kept in the loop. You can also be out of the loop. Right? You can be out of the loop too. All right, so if we're, I meant to keep some notes. I meant to keep some notes this time. Yeah, I'm back. Hey. In the loop, out of the loop. All right. So if you're out of the loop, that means that you are not aware of some kind of private or important information. All right. So we could talk about this very generally, or it could be in a business context. Who wants to try some examples? Hello, Laxmidivi. We're talking about in the loop and out of the loop right now. But if you've got any other ESL questions, please ask. I really appreciate that. Really love questions. Who wants to try an example for in the loop or out of the loop? So you can be in or out of the loop, or you can be kept in or out of the loop. Okay. Hey, Kavita Jane, thanks for coming. We're talking about being in the loop or out of the loop right now. But if you have your own ESL questions, I'd love to hear them. Okay. So does anyone want to try a sample sentence for in the loop or out of the loop? Okay, here we go. Check this out. Yeah, Prince has an example. Hey, Christina. Thanks for coming. Prince says, I think you are getting married next month. Make sure that you keep me in the loop so that I can help you out in case of emergencies. Okay, great. Yeah, excellent. Exactly. Right, so they're just saying, like, make sure that you keep me aware of any information, any important information, or, that sort of thing. Keep me up to date about what's happening. So if you need some help, I can help. Exactly. Very good. So, yeah, keep me in the loop about the marriage, or keep me in the loop about any help that you might need. Sure, totally makes sense. Okay. Now, that's I think that pretty much answers our question here. But keep me posted, same meaning. Yeah, keep me posted. It basically has the same meaning as keep me in the loop. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, basically the same. So if you're going to keep someone posted, that just means to make sure that they remain up to date about important information or ongoing developments and some sort of process or some sort of project or even some drama. Right? It doesn't have to be a work context. Right? It could also be, something with your friends, right? Like their marriage, right? Or like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that John cheated on his wife. Wow. And keep me in the loop if you learn anything else. All right, like, okay, yeah, they want to keep me up to date about this drama. The tea, as some people call it, spilling the tea. Bad egg, bad apple. Any difference? No, not really. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any difference there. So like, let's move this up here. Keep me in the loop. Keep me posted has approximately the same meaning as keep me in the loop. All right. A quote-unquote bad egg or a quote-unquote bad apple, also similar meanings, typically used to describe a person. More often, some sort of child or younger person. Doesn't have to be, though. It doesn't have to be a younger person. How is it describing this person? What does that mean if you're calling someone a bad egg or a bad apple? What do you think that means? Prince or anyone else? Mandals, thanks for coming. We're going over just some idiomatic language. We're talking about being in the loop, out of the loop, bad egg, bad apple. Right now we're talking about bad egg or bad apple. What do we think that means? What is a bad egg? What is a bad apple? Usually it's talking about a younger person, but it doesn't have to be a younger person. Who's got some ideas? I'll give you guys like a few seconds, couple seconds to see if you can answer that. While I take another banana, or another bite of a banana at least. Prince is saying, dishonest? Well, sure. It's more broad than that, though. Yeah. Progito my chance. Thanks for coming. Progito my chance. Yeah, bad apple. A bad apple, right? A bad apple, bad apple, or a bad egg. F. Why do I keep missing the G? A bad apple or a bad egg. Hey, Upindra. Thanks for coming. Hey, hi. How's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully good. All right. What do we think that means? A bad egg, bad apple. Okay, well, Mundals wants to know. What does it mean? All right, okay, sure. So Prince was thinking maybe it means dishonest, and it certainly can. It certainly can mean dishonest, right? So a bad egg or bad apple is a person, often a child, that just has undesirable qualities. Maybe they are dishonest. Maybe they are mean or violent. Maybe they are a bad influence on other children or people around them in other ways. All right. Upindra says, how are you, bro? I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Just, doing my weekly live stream here. It's, we're about 15 minutes into it already, so almost 20% done. Ali Zashri. Ali Zashri wants to join the video, but unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. Sorry. If you, I influenced my younger brother very well. Okay, well then I guess we could call you a good egg or a good apple if we want to. Right, so this, some of this comes from this idiomatic proverb, right? This proverbial statement that says, like, One bad apple spoils the barrel. All right. So it's like, yeah, you got to get the bad apple out of the barrel full of other apples, because it'll be a bad influence on them. It'll spread some sort of rot or infection to the other apples. All right. So if you're calling someone a bad egg or a bad apple, you're saying, like, okay, they're a bad influence on other people. But yeah, I guess a dishonest person is one of the more common ways of being a bad egg or bad apple. But it doesn't have to be the only way. Let's see. Prince has his own example. Prince says, "My friend is a bad apple. That's why he lied that he didn't eat my apples that I saved for dinner last night." Right? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. If someone's stealing from you and eating your apples and stuff, then yeah, you could say he's a bad apple. Sure. Literally, he's stealing your apples. All right. Dang it, man. Don't do that. Hey, Kanti Noma. Thanks for coming. Mandals is asking, what is the concept of bad apple? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but what I was talking about earlier is like bad apple. I think it came from this proverbial statement that like one bad apple spoils the barrel. So like if you have like a rotting apple or an apple with this juicy little soft spot and you put it next to another apple touching that soft juicy spot, this apple is going to develop the same problem. If you're trying to sell apples, if you have a bad apple somewhere in the barrel, you're gonna lose a lot of your product. You're gonna lose a lot of your stock. So this is why bad apple or bad egg often applies to children, right? Because like one bad apple that's in contact with or somehow influencing your child can be very negative, a very bad negative influence. All right, so that's a bad apple. All right, so it's an idiomatic noun. All right, that person is a bad apple. Like this person's a bad egg. All right. In Chinese, they actually have the same concept. They call it 坏蛋. Right, that's a bad egg. All right, so interestingly, make the most of something. Please let me know how to use this phrase. Okay, sure. Hey, Subo. Subo says, hello, sir. How are you? Pretty good? Yeah, pretty good. RR3948. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're just talking about some questions that people are asking. Bad egg, bad apple. We also had some questions about being in the loop, out of the loop, being kept in the loop. Yeah, keeping someone posted, that sort of thing. So Prince is asking another question. He says, making the most of something. How do we use that phrase? Right, to make the most of something. Interesting question. Let's delete this other writing that I already have. All right, so let's create a new text box. So if anyone wants to see what I'm actually writing, you can watch on YouTube. Okay. You can find my YouTube link directly in the link tree in my Instagram page. Right up at the top, there's a link tree that'll send you straight to the YouTube channel. I think. It should. It should send you straight to the YouTube channel. Let's think here. To make the most of something. All right. So this something here is usually like a situation. All right. So let's say to make the most of a situation. All right. Usually they're going to say it. All right. It. Right. So to make the most of some situation or make the most of something, what do we think that means? Prince says he's sad that I got too busy to post videos on a regular basis. Yeah, sorry. But I'll probably post more regularly on breaks between semesters. But during school, I just, any spare time that I have between teaching classes, I really, really need to devote that time to reading, doing my assignments, writing papers. So, yeah, I think I'm probably working too much. I'm probably teaching too many classes. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of balancing my work and school responsibilities. If I can find a better balance, that would be good, but the fact is that I need money. Right? So I can't work too little, right? But I can work too much. And like posting videos, I have to post them on Instagram and TikTok, and it's just doing the posting and responding to messages and all that. It takes up about an hour and a half of time, and that's a significant amount of time I could be using for more important stuff like my schoolwork. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know it's a big change from last year, because last year I was posting almost every day. But frankly, I'm much happier now. Right? So, much happier. Let's talk about making the most of something. What do we think that could mean? Any ideas? What does that mean to make the most of something? All right. Let me set up a situation here. Okay. Situation. You and your, let's say your wife or husband and 2 kids are all at the airport waiting because your flight was delayed. Everyone is upset and unhappy, but you have a good idea. How about we play a game to get to know each other better? The game is called 20 Questions. All right, so you say, I know it sucks that our flight was delayed, but let's make the most of it and play 20 questions so we can get to know each other better. All right? Yeah, we're going to play 20 questions. We're going to make the most of it. All right? So, using that example in context, what do we think that means to make the most of something? Using our contextual example, what could that mean? I'll give you guys a few seconds to come up with some guesses. What do we think that means? Making the most of something. Oh, we're stuck in the airport, but let's make the most of it and play a game. Let's get to know each other better. Well, let's make the most of it. Okay. I'll give you guys a few seconds. So, let's kill time. Can we say this? Yeah, we can say that. Not quite the same meaning. We'll go over that one in a second. Okay? We'll go over that one in a second. So, to quote-unquote make the most of something typically means that you are trying to turn a bad or fortunate situation more in your favor, or make something that's not so good, or some situation that's not so good somehow better by doing something about it. All right? So, let me think here. Yeah, so I'm not posting so much on social media, but I'm making the most of it because I'm spending a lot more time studying and doing my reading and taking notes and doing my assignments and stuff. And so I'm trying to make the most of it. Or like a school in the United States, going back to school is very expensive. Right? But I'm making the most of it by studying something that I really like and I'm really interested in. Counseling psychology. I make the most of it. Right? Yeah, I have to spend a bunch of money, but I'm happy to do it because I get to do something I love. Gosh, why is it that every time I start live streaming, my nose starts to itch? Right? Give me a second. I'm just going to go get a paper towel or a napkin. Yeah. I should just keep one of those on me or near me all the time when I'm streaming. It's always my nose always gets super itchy when I'm streaming. Like, why is that? People don't want to watch me scratch my nose and pick my nose. It's gross. Anyway, now let's see here. So we have make the most of it. Prince was also asking about like to kill time. Let's kill. We don't have to say the time. We can just say kill time, right? So it's not the time. We don't need an article, right? So killing time or to kill time. This is slightly different, right? A little bit different. Pretty much very similar, but it is a little different. Okay, so when we're killing time, this just means to use up some spare time in some probably less productive or engaging way. All right, so this is when you don't have anything better to do. All right, like example. My family and I were stuck at the airport, so we played 20 questions to kill some time. Right, or to kill time. Right, so making the most of something, that has more of a positive meaning. You know, it's more positive. Kill time is kind of neutral, kind of a neutral meaning. But like you could use them both in that same airport situation. Sure. All right. Hey, Omp and Brown Seaman. Thanks for coming. We're going over a few language points, like idiomatic language. Killing time. Oh, Prince says, does kill time does kill the time? Kill the time isn't the phrase, right? We don't need the article. Right? No article required. All right, just kill time. Yeah. Does it have a negative connotation like wasting time? No, not necessarily. Right? Killing time has just kind of a neutral connotation. Right? Kind of a neutral connotation. It does imply that you're bored. If you're not engaged in anything more interesting or productive, we could say that you're just killing time. But if you're doing something that's actually like unproductive, then we would say you're wasting time. But they're not that different from each other, not really. Brown says, hey, how are you doing, mate? Pretty good. Yeah, I'm good. Just going through my live stream. Right, it's 11:58 a.m. over here, so we've got another 32 minutes of streaming time. If anyone has any questions, right, I'd love to hear your questions. So, other than how you doing, how are you doing? Am I saying your name correctly? Brownie? I'm not sure. So people use kind of pseudonyms on Instagram most of the time anyway. So it's kind of hard to predict or tell how you're supposed to pronounce them. A little bit tricky. Yeah, but how are you doing? Yeah, there's another question right back at you. Prince is asking, in what other contexts can we use make the most of something? Well, okay. What other context? That's a good question. What other context could we use make the most of something? Well, I mean, I don't know. An elephant. Wait a minute. So give me a second. We've got some weird questions happening, or maybe. By the way, tell me, how did you enhance your confidence? And then Mahabanu says an elephant in the room? Oh, are you asking me what that means? What an elephant in the room means? Ah, I see. Okay. I guess, Brown is asking, tell me, how did you enhance your confidence? How did I enhance my confidence? I'm not sure if I ever did, Brownie. I'm not sure if I ever actually did do that. I'm not sure if I enhanced my confidence, or maybe maybe what I actually have simply appears to be confidence. Right? What I have is a lack of concern. All right? Maybe that's what confidence is, but I don't know. All right? How did I enhance my confidence? I just don't worry about it so much. I don't worry about stuff like I don't know. Oh no, are people gonna like my videos? Like, if they like my videos, great. If they don't like my videos, okay. I just try to do my best and do something educational and valuable. If they don't like it, then they don't like it. All right, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Right? They say something mean, right? Well, that's still commenting on the video. That's still engagement. And I wish I had more haters. That would actually be very helpful for me. I suggest that it is not good to eat bananas if you have cold or similar issues. Bananas can aggravate allergies. Interesting. Where'd you hear that? I mean, even if bananas do agitate allergies or something, I'd still eat them because I like them. Right? So I like bananas. Arun Panwar wants to join the video, but I'm not doing that anymore, or not right now. Sorry. But hey, bro, how are you? I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I feel pretty good. Just doing my live stream thing. All right. But yeah, Brown, you can't control how other people feel, act, or react to things. You can only control how you feel, act, or react to things, and even then, only a little bit sometimes. So, why worry about it? Honestly, all right? So, I guess that's how I enhanced my confidence. I wouldn't even call it confidence. It's just a lack of concern, more so. All right. So we got a question about elephant in the room. Let me write that down in my my notes on Zoom here. All right. Elephant in the room. It probably also helps that I have a lot of experience public speaking, and even like live streaming. The first time I was ever doing any live streaming was in China for Lunar New Year's, actually, a series of Lunar New Year lessons. And we had hundreds, I think sometimes thousands of people watching at the same time, all at the same time. So, like, these live streams, I got like 3 people watching. It was like 3 or 4 people watching. Like, no big deal. There's no pressure there. I guess that's one thing. Yeah, I've just had a lot more stressful and more high pressure situations in the past. So something like this is very minor. Right? So I guess that's just a form of exposure and practice also. Right? Just having more exposure, having more practice, that'll increase your confidence too. Where are you from, dear? I'm from the United States, Texas. Yeah. Brown says, oh yeah, that's true, but many of people are scared of speaking. What if they make a mistake? Then people will start judging. So that I meant to say, do we really think about it? Yeah, I mean, everyone makes mistakes. Me too. I'm going to make mistakes. I'll continue making mistakes because I'm just a person. I'm just a guy. I'm a human being. I'm a experienced and certified and qualified ESL instructor, but I'm still just a human being. So I'm going to make mistakes. So, if someone gives me some kind of hard time for making a mistake, they're a hypocrite. It's hypocritical automatically by nature, right? And foolish. And I was like, oh, he made a mistake. Like, hey, so have you. And so, all right? It's kind of a good thing, actually, if someone starts giving you a hard time for making a mistake. Great, right? You know that that person is probably an idiot. And they're probably some kind of idiot. All right? They don't even have enough self-awareness to realize the fact that they themselves make mistakes too. So you're going to be super critical about other people's mistakes? Please. So, besides making mistakes, that's how you learn stuff. Right? How the heck, if you're never wrong, how are you going to learn anything ever? Right? It's important to make mistakes. Mistakes are much, much more valuable than doing something well or perfectly. All right. Sanvascori. Sorry, I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't say that right. Let's see here. You can do one thing, James. Tell them to switch off their video on video calls. In such cases, it will be like voice calls. Yeah, I mean, I could tell them to do that, Prince, but can I make them do that? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I suggested many times that you should go live on EY English to increase the viewership, but you haven't done it yet. Yeah, you know, I've actually talked to EY English about that sort of thing before. It's just really hard to work with them. Right? They've got like a 2 or 3 month backlog for basically everything they do. Yeah, I'm going to get there. Sorry, Mahabanu. Yeah. Let's talk about elephant in the room. Let's start talking about elephant in the room. But yeah, EY English, they're actually a popular channel that actually have a lot of viewers. So it's hard to work with them. And yeah, their lives, man, they're good, but I don't know. You're right, Prince. I'll message them about that today. Okay? I have before, and they'd said something. They had some kind of strange or awkward requirement that just didn't work for me. But I don't remember what it was. All right, but yeah, it was something. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right, let's clear this out. So if anyone wants to see what I'm drawing or writing, of course you can always check YouTube. All right, so the elephant in the room. All right, this is some idiomatic language, of course. So the elephant in the room is typically a reference to something that everyone is aware of, but no one wants to talk about because it's difficult or awkward, right? It's difficult or awkward, right? So it's just a big elephant standing there. Why is this elephant in the room? Like, everyone sees it, but maybe it's like you don't want to talk about it because then you'll have to do something about it. What are you going to do about this elephant? What are you going to do? I can't control an elephant, right? It's like, what am I going to do about this? So usually you're going to talk about or address the elephant in the room. All right. So again, we're gonna have to think of a situation. Right. So here's the situation. All right. You are at a family reunion or big family gathering, and everyone knows that your uncle recently cheated on his wife, right? So that is the elephant in the room. It makes the whole situation awkward and difficult for everyone. All right? Everyone is thinking about it, and everyone is trying not to talk about it, making it obvious that everyone is thinking about it. Right? So it's like this negative feedback loop. So someone might say, look, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, Uncle blah blah cheated on his wife. But they're working on it and are in couples counseling. So let's just have a good time. All right? Uncle blah blah cheated on his wife. Like, oh my gosh, that's the elephant in the room, right? Or I don't know. Let's think of a different situation, right? Situation. You're in school and you have a new teacher. He comes into the room and you notice he wears an eye patch. That's pretty different and interesting, but you're afraid to address it because maybe he's sensitive about it. All right, so the teacher says, I'll talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I have an eye patch. But no, I'm not a pirate. I was, I was in a car accident and lost my eye in the accident. You can ask me about it. It's not a big deal, right? So that's the elephant in the room. It's like everyone sees that he has an eye patch, right? He's like, oh my gosh, is he a pirate? What happened? What happened to his eye? Oh, all right, that's the elephant in the room. The teachers who got less followers than you are gaining followers by doing lives there with Iwa, right? Yeah. Well, it's just, I just don't have the time to deal with them. Iwa, they got a lot of requirements and stuff. Yeah, I'll look into it again, Prince. You're not wrong. Obviously, it's a good idea. I know it's a good idea. But I don't want to sound like a jerk here, or I don't want to sound judgmental, but frankly, I don't care if I have a lot of followers. I don't care. Right? I'm trying to provide some valuable educational service to people who want it. That's all I really care about. All right? I guess I'm supposed to care about how many followers I have, but I don't. Would I like to have more followers? Sure. Sure I would. Do I care? No. I don't care. All right, so it's if I had more followers, could I offer valuable educational content to more people? Yes. Of course I could. But if people think that my content is valuable and educational, then I would gain followers. Right? So I feel like one thing needs to feed into the other. I think my content should be good and my content should speak for itself, which will then lead me to having more followers. If I do not have more followers from my content, that means that I do not deserve more followers and that my content is not good enough. Right? That's my thinking about it. But at the end of the day, I don't care if I have a lot of followers. I just care if I'm teaching people something and helping them. that's what I'm doing, right? So my philosophy is different, I guess. I assume I will get followers if my content is valuable. If my content is not valuable, I will not get followers. Simple as that. You know, I hope. That's what I feel. That's my opinion, right? For the sake of people who joined on Instagram, please read the full content slowly that you have written because they can't see what you have written on the screen. Yeah, I mean, they can't see what I've written on the screen, but that's why they should watch on YouTube. Right? You should probably watch on YouTube. That would be best. Yeah, but I'll switch this around, right? So we're talking about the elephant in the room. Look at all that writing. Oh my God. Yeah, I did a lot of writing about it. The elephant in the room is just a reference to something that someone is aware of, or everyone, but they don't want to talk about because it's difficult or it's awkward. All right. Now, if you want to see my writing and my notes, I would highly recommend that you watch on YouTube. Hey, Das Ritum, thanks for coming. Yeah, sorry, I saw that you said hello, but I was busy ranting about followers and stuff. Whatever. Brown says, because these days people like bad things over good things, everybody wants to have fun, only nobody wants to learn some important things. Okay, well, you know, that's their problem. There's nothing I can do about that. Right? Nothing I can do about it. So, you know, if people want to, I don't know, follow some content because somebody has a funny costume or makes funny voices, well, what can I do about that? Nothing. Das Vitam, by the way, that's spelled with two L's, H-E-L-L-O. Hello. H-E-L-L-O. Got to put another L in there, okay? By the way, Happy Lunar New Year, Das Vitam and Brownie. So, for the sake of people, let's see, did someone else have some question? I feel like I missed a question somewhere. Let me scroll up. Oh, yeah. Brown says, Brown, I don't know. Should we focus on learning idioms? Because most of folks are struggled to use it in the conversation. We got to fix sorry. We got to fix this pin comment. What does that do? Pin? What's that do? I don't know what pinning the comment. I pinned it, but I don't know what that did. We got to fix the grammar there, right? Should we... Shoot, what does that say? Dang it. It's so hard to scroll on this Instagram. Should we focus on learning idioms? Because most folks struggle to use them in conversation, right? So there were a few awkward things about that grammar there, Brown. Should we focus on learning idioms? Great. Nice sentence there. Good question. That's fine. Most of folks is plural, and so we don't need to say most of. We can say most folks. Most folks are struggled. Are paired with a verb is going to be an ing verb. But what you're doing is you're actually talking about a general statement of fact. So just use the present simple. Most folks struggle to use it, but you're saying it, referring to idioms, but idioms is plural, so we'll say them. Most folks struggle to use them in, you said the conversation. The conversation would be some very specific conversation that we're pointing out. But you don't mean that. You mean just any conversation. So just generally, any conversation. Okay? So, should we focus on learning idioms? Because most folks struggle to use them in conversation. Yeah, I mean, learning idioms is fun. You know, I just think it's interesting and fun. So, you know, should we focus on it? If you're interested in them, sure. Why not? But that's actually why I do the live stream too, right? Because a lot of my content is about idiomatic language. So I want the live stream could be the opportunity for people to ask me other questions. All right. Hey, Malaya Tan, thanks for coming. All right. So the live stream is when people can ask me other questions. I wish they would more. In fact, all right, come to me with your grammar questions too. That would be awesome. But yeah, I guess a lot of my live stream questions also end up to be often about idioms and idiomatic language. Okay. But I teach idioms and idiomatic language because I noticed that a lot of other teachers don't, or they certainly don't do it very well. Right, so it's kind of, I'm just trying to fill in a gap there. Prince says, one question related to pronunciation. Should we not pronounce G if it comes at the end of the word like amazing, outstanding, grinding? Well, that's the ing, right? And that's the ing. So, yeah, you do pronounce it. Yeah, you pronounce it. It's a soft G sound, but that if there wasn't a G in amazing, I would say amazin, or outstandin, or grindin. Some people do. All right, that's okay. We can do that. All right, so amazing versus amazing. That's fine. It's just this one's highly informal. And if you have an accent, it's harder to understand. With accent. All right, so let's try to think of any words that end with a hard G sound. Egg, right? Yeah, that one. That's just one syllable. Peg, egg, dredge, right? D-R-E-D-G-E, right? But this one it has an E at the end, but we definitely do say the G, dredge, right? So, yeah, no, we're gonna say it. Nothing instead of nothing. Yeah, sure. Like nothing. That's fine. I mean, you can do that. It's not a problem. Nothing versus nothing. Both are fine. It's just that nothing or dropping the G is just less formal. Right? It's informal. Dasritam says hi again. Well, hi. Thanks for. Do you have any questions, Dasritam? All right, you've got another 8 minutes of streaming time. So if you have some questions, I highly recommend asking. But yeah, if you just want to say hi, that's also fine. Totally cool. I don't mind. Let's see here. Anything, something, anything, something. It's fine. Yeah, you don't have to put the G, but, just kind of informal, formal, maybe a little bit lazy sounding. Just, it's fine, though. It's not a bad thing. Not a big deal. Hey, there's Jennifer. Hey, thanks for coming, Jennifer. I remember you were here last week. Came a little late, though, so we only have 7 more minutes. If you have any questions, I recommend asking them ASAP. Please give me some tips to understand fast speech. Tell me some tips to understand fast speech. Grammar with an A. Grammar. Well, first for Prince, understanding fast speech. The best way to do this is going to be listening to fast speech. Fast, I assume you mean kind of native level speaking speed or native level conversational speed. Very challenging, yes, definitely. I think that the best way to work on that is listening to podcasts. Right? You can listen to podcasts about a lot of different topics. Right? So I think, in my opinion, I think that that's the best way to do it, listening to podcasts. And one of the reasons why is depending on the podcast player. Personally, I recommend Castbox. I recommend the Castbox podcast player because it has a speed control setting. So if you're listening, they're going too fast, you don't understand this or some piece or some section, you can slow it down a little bit. And then listen again when it's a little slower. All right? To be honest, I feel bored to listen to podcasts. Any other suggestion? Yeah, well, listen to podcasts about stuff that you're interested in. All right, number one. Number two, podcasts, in my opinion, are the best for working on your listening. So, if you don't like podcasts, well, that doesn't change the fact that they're still the best. In my opinion, I think that they're the best for your listening. Okay. You could also watch shows or watch videos, but I would recommend turning off the subtitles. Okay? You don't want to watch with subtitles because then you're probably going to be working more on your reading than your listening. Okay? And on YouTube, you can slow things down too. But frankly, if you're watching shows, they're probably going to be on some sort of topic, or if you're watching some sort of video, they're probably going to be on some sort of topic, which is basically a podcast, but on video. So what's the difference? All right. One difference is if you're watching a video, you can read their facial expressions, you can read their body language, you can read the subtitles. You're getting a lot of extra information that you might not really be thinking about, but it's a lot of extra information. It's not just listening. So again, podcasts are going to be my strongest suggestion by far, right? Because there's no video content, there's no visual cues, no visual hints. Okay. Yeah, so he was watching a web series. I was not able to do it without subtitles. I was sad, right? So, exactly. But if you're watching the web series on YouTube, you can slow it down. Slow it down a little. Start a little slower. That's okay. And then speed it up over time. But if something is difficult or frustrating, that means that it's probably valuable for your learning process. You don't want to do something that's easy because then you're probably not learning, right? So I would suggest that you keep trying. Keep trying and listen to podcasts, okay? Brown says, what's the best way of learning grammar without getting bored? What's the best way of learning grammar without getting bored? I think here's one very good way to learn grammar, and whether you think it's boring or not is going to be up to you, right? If you're learning some new grammar element, say you're learning a new tense or you're learning some new type of conditional or something, write a story about it, using it, right? Put it in context with a story, right? It could be some kind of silly story or a fantasy or whatever, right? Put it in practice, right? Just reading a book about grammar over and over again, or reading the same examples about the same grammar over and over again, it's not going to help you. You're not going to learn anything. You need to use it. So, depending on how you use it, maybe it won't be so boring. Okay? But, yeah, you need to put it in practice, put it in context. And I think that's less boring. Is it bad to watch something with subtitles? Does it reduce our learning speed? Well, it depends on what you mean. Right? Does it reduce your learning speed for listening? Yes, absolutely. 100% Yes. Does it reduce your learning speed for reading? No. Can help your reading a lot. Helps you read a lot faster. All right. But is it good for your listening skills? No. No, no, no. All right. So that depends. Depends on what you're trying to work on. If you're working on your listening skills and you're using a subtitled video to do that, you're doing it wrong. All right. We just had Chocolate Boy, Amritak, and Remy join, but unfortunately, you all joined right at the end of the session. All right. We've been live streaming for an hour, so yeah, it's over now, or it's about to be over in a few seconds. Sorry. 1 hour earlier next week, please. I'd love to have you here. Love to hear your questions. You could even comment on the video and ask me questions in the comments. Okay, but it's time to go. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Can I watch the content higher than my English level? Is it good? You want to try your best to watch something at your level. That is usually going to be better. Usually a better idea. But, if you can't find anything that really fits well, then you just do whatever you can. Right? Trying to do anything is going to be better than doing nothing. All right? So don't worry too much. I mean, if it's completely out of your league and you understand literally nothing, then bring it down a level or two. All right? But if it's just difficult, that's okay. All right, that's okay. All right, guys, or everybody. I should stop saying guys. You're not all guys. All right, everybody, students. I got to get going. We got to start preparing for our Lunar New Year party. So, thanks everyone for coming. And remember, if you need help with your English, you need needhelpenglish.com. Education, training, success. We'll see you same time next week.